And here we have a story, and the shout out this time goes to a guy with a channel named Radio Baloney. I'll put the link below so you can go visit his page. He's got a story out of England. This is becoming dangerous, okay? Dealing with women, even outside of work. Seriously. Coworker divides opinion with reaction to overhearing a conversation on a night out, okay? 3 men were fired from their jobs after a colleague overheard their disturbing, in scare quotes, conversation at a drink party after work, I guess. So this woman who overheard her coworkers talking says she feels terrible about it. After reporting the conversation to HR led to all 3 being fired. What did she think the HR department was going to do? I mean, if she wanted to just bitch and complain because these guys were, whatever, she could have told her friend. HR, human resources, stocked to the ceiling with radical feminists. What did you think was going to happen? The department supervisor apparently organized a little drink party after work Friday. 20 of them went out and everybody was having a good time drinking and whatever. So when the woman was on the way back from the toilet, odd she was alone, she overheard one of her colleagues mention her name round the corner and says, "Perhaps I shouldn't have eavesdropped," you think, do you? But curiosity got the best of me and I did. She then overheard 3 of the men make what they referred to as a hot list, ranking every woman in the department based on their looks from best to worst. Probably not the wisest thing to do if there are female employees around, guys, okay? Just saying. Even some of the guys you're with probably might get offended. But this is not at work. This is at a bar. They're drinking. It's after work, off the clock, all this other stuff. Do you think it mattered to the HR department? No. Quote, "I was upset and disturbed," she wrote on Reddit. "Yesterday morning I tell HR, and they state that they have a zero tolerance policy for actions like this. All 3 men were fired first thing this morning, and now I feel terrible. I hated the way they were talking about women, but I didn't think they should be fired." Well, once you report it to HR, dear, it's out of your hands. Do you understand that? With that said, we work, and they worked, for a large company that I know takes complaints like this seriously. So deep down, I suppose I knew it was a possibility when I complained. No shit, Sherlock. If you didn't want something to happen to these men, you wouldn't have complained about it to HR. Maybe you could have talked to your boss. Hey, look, these guys were drinking, whatever. But they were saying some stuff, kind of feel uncomfortable. They get called to the manager. Look, guys, knock it off, all right? And then these men would still have a job, and they would know better not to go out with women from work. They ought to sue. I mean, I'm not even sure. If this was a non-work related sort of thing, it was just, hey, let's all get together down at the bar. How could they get fired? She adds that although no one in the office knows she was the one to report them, don't worry, you'll be ratted out, sweetie. She has heard them refer to the person who told HR as a snitch. After posting about it online, she asked for advice on whether she had done the right thing. When others suggested that she complained because she was low on the list, she says, "No, I was actually high on the list." Well, that's what she says, doesn't she? She said it wasn't that. She was simply offended they were making a list in the first place. Lad culture. Young men drinking in a bar, commenting on women because they're attracted. Oh my God. Her course of action divided opinion. One writing, "Maybe if more men get fired for doing stupid shit like that, then they'll stop sexualizing their coworkers and behaving inappropriately in the office." They weren't in the office. In 2019, current year, it would be an offense to be fired for. But they weren't working. They were drinking after work at a bar with their coworkers. Another said, "So you ran to HR about guys making a hot list when they were all hanging out off the clock at the bar having drinks. Seriously." Another writer, "So you've never talked with your girlfriends about how hot guys are?" Of course not. Women are pure as the driven snow, angels. They do nothing wrong. And even if they do something wrong, it's not their fault. Get with the program, you evil misogynist pig. Quote, you went from 0 to 100 on this. You are the asshole. So I think most men, especially post-Me Too, and actually most men even before Me Too, you don't poop where you eat. Okay. Now I've read articles, well, that's how many married couples meet. That may be the case. Don't do it. I was just hearing something at work about someone who was dating, he was more of an executive type guy, and she was more of like a executive assistant kind of thing. Guess who got fired when that came out? Do you have a guess? I'll put the link below so you can read up on this, but the bottom line is, guys, it seems like an overreaction to say, no way am I going to have drinks with women that I work with, or even interact with them. I don't. Professionally, if it has something to do with the job, yeah, okay, yeah, let's, talk about whatever you need. But I will never go up to a female at work and say, hey, how was your weekend? Or how's your kids? No, off limits. I have no reason to give them 2 flying fucks about their life, and they don't have to care about mine. I don't care because I like working and I like making money because then I can buy beer and guitars and toys and stuff. So I'm not going to threaten my livelihood by chatting up some chick at work. Even if there is no sexual interest, and there isn't, frankly, it doesn't matter. She could interpret it as if there were. And your stuff is in a box. Give me your badge. Have a nice day. James Maxwell, thanks for listening.